Hi, first grade. The week before we went on break, we were learning about tally marks and how we can use tally marks to collect and to sort data. Today and tomorrow, we are going to be practicing using tally marks to sort data using a keynote called Graphing Through the Snow. We're going to work through this keynote to practice what you're going to be doing on your own after the lesson today. The directions say use the data to finish the graph. Here's the graph we're going to finish. Tap the plus sign in the squiggle to add the total. So we're going to use the drawing to add the number of tally marks we see. Then we're going to color in our graph. So I see next to the picture of the hat that there are tally marks. That shows how many hats there are. The tally marks represent the number of hats. These tally marks represent the number of jackets, and these tally marks represent how many mittens. The first thing we need to do is count how many hats there are. So we need to find out how many tally marks are right here. I remember that when we're counting tally marks, if we see a group of 5, we can skip count. A group of 5 has 4 tally marks that are up and down and then 1 across it. So I'm going to skip count when I see a group of 5 and then add the rest. Watch me. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I see 14 tally marks to represent the number of hats, which means there are 14 hats. I need to write 14 right here. So to do that, I'm going to click the plus sign and the squiggle drawing. 14, 1, 4. Now I need to count how many jackets there are. Let's count together how many tally marks there are to represent jackets. Remember, skip count when you see a group of 5 and then add the rest. Ready? 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 13 jackets. Now let's count how many mittens. Ready? 5, 6, 7. 7 mittens. We added the totals. Now we need to color the graph. So I'm going to use my drawing tool and I'm going to pick a color and color in 14 of these boxes next to the hat picture to show that there are 14 hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, now I need to draw 13 on our graph for the jackets. I'm going to use a different color for jackets. I'm going to use red. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I'm already noticing something about my graph. Are you noticing something about our graph? Okay. Now I need to color in 7 for our mittens. I'm going to use a different color. I'll use blue. Will you count with me to make sure I'm coloring in 7 boxes next to mittens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's a cool visual for our graph. I can see how many there are for each one, and it looks like I'm comparing them. Let's go to the next part. It says, what do you notice about your graph? Well, there we go. I want you to take a second and think about what you notice about our graph. I'm noticing right now that the mittens, the ones that are colored in next to it, there are not a lot of boxes colored in compared to how many there are colored in for the jackets and the hats. There's a lot less colored in. Are you noticing something else about our graph? Ooh, yeah, that's good. The hats have the most boxes colored in. I wonder if that's because there are more hats than there are jackets and mittens. Is there anything else that you're noticing about our graph? Maybe comparing two of them? Yeah, there's only one more box colored in for hats than there is for jackets, so that's pretty close. Great job. Which has the most? Oh, which out of hats, jackets, and mittens has the most? Well, I'm noticing, we already noticed that there are the most boxes colored in for hats. And I know 14 is more than 13 and 7. So the hats is the most. Which has the least? Well, we kind of already talked about that too, didn't we? The least amount of boxes that are colored in are the mittens. 7 is less than 13 and 14. So the least amount is the mittens. Let's go on to the next part. Ooh, look at the gingerbread house. So many decorations and candies. The directions say count the candies. Mark a tally for each candy. Then type the total. So what we're going to do is we are going to count how many of each candy. We're going to start with lollipops. When we count how many lollipops, we're going to draw how many tallies we see for how many candies we counted. Then we'll write the total in standard form. So watch me count the lollipops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I counted 6 lollipops, so I need to draw 6 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I made a mistake, didn't I? I crossed it over for 5, not 6. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross for 5, and then 6. Good catch, guys. Now I need to write 6 in standard form. Now let's do the next candy, these dark green hard candies. Let's count how many we see total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now we need to draw 5 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross for 5, and write 5 in standard form. Great job. I want you to help me with this next one. Will you count the red gummy bears with me? Let's start here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3. Now I need to draw 3 tally marks. Will you hold your finger up and draw 3 tallies with me in the air? 1, 2, 3. Great job. Now I'm writing 3 in standard form. Will you help me with this next one? We need to count how many green gummy bears there are. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hold up your finger. Let's draw 6 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over 5, and 6. Now I'm writing 6 in standard form. Next one is the white gummy bears. Will you count how many white gummy bears you see on the gingerbread house? Show me with your finger how many white gummy bears there are. 1. That's right, you should be holding up 1 finger. So will you draw 1 tally mark in the air? 1. And I'm writing 1 in standard form. Great job. Last one, I want you to pause the video and count how many red gumdrops you see on the gingerbread house. After you count how many red gumdrops you see, I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to draw how many tally marks represent how many gumdrops you see. Remember to use your fifth tally mark every 5 to cross over the previous 4. Press play when you're ready. Okay, you should have counted how many red gumdrops you see on the house, and then you should have drawn or represented how many tally marks that is. Let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 red gumdrops. Wow, that's a lot of red gumdrops. Your next job was to draw those tally marks. You should have 25 tally marks drawn on your piece of paper. Give me a thumbs up if you have 25 tally marks drawn. Great. Now you need to help me draw 25 tally marks. Will you draw or trace your tally marks either on paper or in the air while I draw on the keynote? We're going to double check our work. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, cross 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, cross 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, cross 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, cross 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, cross 25. Wow, look at how many tallies we drew. Give me a thumbs up if my tally marks match yours. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of tally marks on your page. Great job, friends. What do you notice about your tallies? Look at all the tallies that we drew to represent how many candies were on the house. What do you notice about them? Well, I'm noticing right away that our 25 tally marks are a lot more than the rest of the tally marks. Are you noticing something else? Ooh, you're right. The white gummy bears only have 1. Everything else has more than 1 tally marks. Great job. I'm seeing something else, and I'm wondering if you notice it as well. Do you notice what 2 candies have the same amount of tally marks? Point to the 2 candies that have the same tally marks. The lollipops have 6 tally marks, and the green gummy bears have 6 tally marks. They both have the same. Great job. Which has the most? Point to the tally marks for the candy that has the most. The red gumdrops have 25, and that is the most tally marks that we drew. So I'm going to circle the red gumdrops. Which has the least? Which has the least tally marks? The white gummy bears. Great job. Last one, are you ready? How many more red gumdrops were there than green hard candies? Wait a second. That's a math problem. They're asking us to solve something. How many more red gumdrops than hard green candies? I wonder what kind of problem this is. Is it an addition problem? A subtraction problem? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if it's an addition problem. Give me a thumbs down if it's a subtraction. Remember, for an addition, we are putting the 2 amounts together. We're adding them together to get a new total. When we're subtracting, we are comparing. We're starting with an amount and we're taking away. If you were holding a thumbs down, you're correct. This is a subtraction problem. How many more red gumdrops were there than the green hard candies? We're subtracting the green hard candy from the red gumdrops. So first, how many red gumdrops were there? 25. So I'm going to write 25. How many hard green candies were there? 5. Minus 5 equals. I have my two amounts. I have my subtraction sign and my equal sign. The last part of our problem we need is our difference. 25 minus 5. There are a couple different strategies you can use to solve this problem that we have learned. I want you to think of one strategy to use that we've learned before, and I want you to solve this problem. Push play when you're ready to work through the problem and check your answer. Okay, you should have paused the video and worked through our subtraction problem by picking one strategy we've learned to solve it. One strategy we can use to solve this problem is the countback strategy. I can start at 25 and take away 5. Let's do that one together. 25, and I'm going to take away 5 and count back. Ready? 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. I'm holding up 5 fingers. I've taken 5 away, and I have 20 left. That was the countback strategy. I can also use a strategy looking at my place value. I have a 2 in the tens and a 5 in the ones. And in the number 5, I have a 5 in the ones. I have the same number in the ones place. If I'm taking away 5 in the ones place, I can change this 5 to a 0. 25 minus 5 in the tens equals 20. Great job, friends. Today, you're going to use a Keynote to edit and upload your finished pages to the media album. Make sure when you open the Keynote into your Keynote app, you click the white button at the top of your page that says Edit up here. If you don't click Edit, you won't be able to work through it. Have fun!